And finally tonight, whenever there's a big election in America, it means that we have to say goodbye to some people that we spent so much time with over the last year or so. That's right, the candidates who lost. We like to refer to them here as losers. And there's three in particular that we're really gonna miss. In 3 states that we're told constantly by the Democrats and by their minions in the media who do their bidding, 3 states we're told constantly are about to turn Democrat forever: Georgia, Florida, and Texas. Let's start in Georgia with a stunning concession speech. I don't think this woman's ever given a concession speech in her life. History was made last night as Stacey Abrams admitted she lost an election.
It is good to be here in this moment, surrounded by your love and support. And let me begin by offering congratulations to Governor Brian Kemp.
Now, this is a woman who has literally made millions of dollars after losing the election 4 years ago, and she made those millions of dollars by refusing to admit that she lost that election. Voter suppression, she screamed at all of us. She was the real winner. It was just because of racist voter suppression. Now, let me remind you what happened in the intervening 4 years. In fact, just last year, the state of Georgia actually secured their election protocols even further. It was called Jim Crow on steroids. You talk about voter suppression. This is like the good old days when the Democrats would take fire hoses to black voters to keep them from the polls. And what happened? She lost. She lost really bad. And she seemed pretty happy last night. You notice that smile on her face? Why? Well, because if she could make millions after losing narrowly 4 years ago by claiming racism and voter suppression, just imagine how much more money she's going to make. But one thing's for certain, I think her future running for office in Georgia is behind all of us. Now let's move over to Texas, where Beto O'Rourke, over 3 elections now for Senate, then for president, and now for governor, has lost in stunning fashion. And by the way, ate through $250 million Democrat dollars in the process. And last night, well, he was a big loser again.
Know what my role or yours will be going forward, but I'm in this fight for life. I'm in this fight.
Please run for office for the rest of your life. Please, please. I think we got it. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, honestly, every 2 years, we got to have Beto O'Rourke with a $100 million war chest of money that could be spent elsewhere running in Texas, because this time it's going to happen. And then there's Florida. I've saved the best for last, actually. Charlie Crist took a moment off of the tanning bed, stepped on stage last night, and conceded his defeat to Ron DeSantis.
First and foremost, I want to give a good congratulations to Governor DeSantis on his reelection. That's okay. That's okay. But I want to thank all of you. I really do. And I want to thank Florida.
I want to thank Florida for handing me the most humiliating defeat that any politician in the history of this state has ever had. 20 points he lost by. And by the way, this is a man who had actually been governor of Florida before. The reason I saved Charlie Crist for last is because he's a particularly odious kind of individual. You see, he succeeded Jeb Bush as governor of Florida, for those of you who don't remember, back when he was a Republican. And he then wanted to run for Senate, and he lost the primary to Marco Rubio. And, well, he did what any normal person would do. He switched parties. It decided he wasn't a Republican anymore. He was going to be a Democrat, because then he'd have a chance to win. And he did. He became a congressman and came to D.C. and represented his district right up until the point he could run for governor again, this time as a Democrat. And he lost in stunning fashion to Ron DeSantis. This is exactly what's wrong with American politics. Party affiliation doesn't mean anything. I'll just go where I need to go to win the next election, and I'll just keep running and running and running. And if the voters of my party reject me, I'm just going to move to the next party and run and run and run. And Charlie, It's time, man. I know you don't have any friends or family who will pat you on the shoulder and pull you aside and say you're embarrassing yourself, but consider me that friend. It's not a good look. Let's chill out. No more elections for you. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss all three of them. That's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. In the meantime, see you on the radio.